I told Trump, everyone who wants to will be our guest. I handed over all the documents and waited for a response. But he has citizens who don't like Brazil, who don't like Latin America, and who is a Bolsonarist, who is the Secretary of State, who is Marco Rubio. Yeah, he doesn't like it. I told Trump, this guy doesn't like Brazil. He dislikes it. He's anti-Latin American, a frustrated Latin American, because he left Cuba. His grandfather, his great-grandfather, you're from there. He never lived in Cuba. But he left. He's a descendant of Cubans from Miami. So he hates Cuba. He hates Colombia. He hates Brazil. He acts contrary to what we discussed with Trump. And every week we call to have a meeting. Marcos met about 4 or 5 times with the United States Secretary of Commerce. Brazil wants to work with everyone on equal terms. If you want to come invest in Brazil, set up a factory in Brazil, develop, process, and bring technology, Alckmin and I will be at the airport to welcome you with open arms. What we don't want is for Brazil to become just an exporter of a wealth that doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the people. So we have to take advantage of this wealth to create a fund to leave for the people. Take care of the people who don't know what this is, still have rights to it since it's theirs. So we want to do this. What is it that they only saw? What did the great managers who came after us do? My dear Carlos Nobre, are we going to sell Petrobras? Petrobras is running a deficit. Since we can't sell Petrobras, let's sell pieces of Petrobras. And they start selling refineries. If it's up to me, I will buy back the refinery they privatized. Hey! Let's privatize. Let's privatize our gas. We're not going to do it the old way. Today, I left a urea refinery in Mato Grosso do Sul, in Tres Lagoas. There were 15 left to finish. 15. Do you know when it's going to be done? Now. Because I went there to restart it and we're going to rebuild it. Because it was stopped for 15 years and Brazil was importing fertilizer. And we import almost 90%. Now, Carlos Nobre, we're going to produce it here in Brazil through our Petrobras. Because here's the thing. Petrobras is going to have more profit this year. Pay attention, Dr. Alckmin. My friends, pay attention. This year, Petrobras is going to have more profit than in the year when they showed profit by selling Petrobras assets. I ask you, what did Brazil gain when these people sold BR? Can someone tell me, for God's sake, what did this country gain when they sold BR? What did Brazil gain when they sold some refineries? What did Brazil gain when they sold Eletropolo? No, Eletrobras. What did Brazil gain? What got better? So here's the thing. Life. Having institutions like IMPA, having expertise in workforce training, to say that these people here with IBAMA are against deforestation. I went straight to the president of IBAMA, Camilo, the guy with the long hair. Look at that forest. Look at all that hair he's got here. Every time he tries, every time deforestation comes up, I grab his hair to show it. Here it is, preserved. What should our work make us feel? Pride. It's not our pride, it's the country's pride. When I see Carlos Nobre, I talk about you with great pride because I received a German minister who came to talk to me about the COP30. She approached me and said, President, for God's sake, you have to take Carlos Nobre. He has to speak, President, he has to speak. So I am proud of Brazilians who succeed in life. To prove it, I just went to Hanover at the biggest industrial fair in the world, and I decided to challenge Mercedes-Benz, and I decided to challenge the Prime Minister of Germany. We don't need the tech package in the trucks you make that put a little thing in the engine to emit less greenhouse gas. I said, our fuel is better than yours, and we went there, Carlos, with our biodiesel. We went to Hanover, Germany, in the heart of Germany's industrial world. Drive 100 kilometers with their fuel and with ours, in one of their trucks, with their technicians. In conclusion, we paid them back for that 7-1 they gave us in the 2014 World Cup. Okay? Our fuel is 67%, and it's 7 times less greenhouse gas emitting than theirs. And why am I against us buying Euro 5, Euro 6, Euro 7? Because every time they create some new little piece of technology, the truck price goes up by 15% here in Brazil. And then last week, I'm just relaxing and I see in the news that the United States was going to impose a new tariff against Brazil. So I waited. You know, there was no phone call, but it came through the press as always. Tariff hike. They raised the tariff by another 2.5 against us. That gives us a deficit, in other words, of 7.4 billion. The amount itself isn't that much because the economic relationship, between Brazil and the United States in trade isn't that big. I mean, it used to be 22%. Today it's only 9.4%. In the conversation, I told Trump, look, Mr. President, we don't have any preference about who we sell to. We just want to sell to whoever wants to buy. And everything you stop buying from me, I'll sell to someone else. I'm not going to cry about it. Nowadays, I've already sold tapioca, peanuts, pamonha, oranges, and sardines. Look, when I got to the door of a house and the woman didn't want to buy my product, I just went to another one. If she didn't want it, I'd go to another one. That's how I do it. That's why, since I took over the presidency, we've already opened 663 new markets for Brazilian products. What left me shocked? It's that the argument for the tariff on us isn't true this time either. He said he's putting a tariff on Brazil because Brazil doesn't address deforestation. That's it. That there's a lot of deforestation in Brazil. And another thing, he also wasn't going to put a huge tariff on Brazil because Brazil buys products made by slave labor from other countries. Certainly. He was certainly referring to China because we buy products from China. It's absurd. First, because I don't have the ability to interfere in another country. I'm not the labor minister of another country. I'm not a police officer in another country. I'm not a labor inspector, I buy what they want to sell based on Brazil's needs and on product quality. So I found it strange. We tried to talk to them. We've already issued a statement. I already wrote another article that was published in another post trying to show that, with lies, no one is going to beat Brazil. No one, because I doubt it. I'm saying this looking you in the eye. I doubt that in this country there's anyone in this world. No one takes it more seriously. At this historic moment for humanity, the climate issue like we do here in Brazil, I doubt it. I doubt there's anyone who takes child labor as seriously as Brazil does. I doubt it. The ILO, or International Labour Organization, never stops praising Brazil, so they tell a lie, trying to create a negative image of Brazil. I can't accept that after escaping hunger in the city where I was born, surviving and reaching 80 years old. Allow someone to lie about my country and about what I do. That's why I came here. I came here to show. No one, not even the United States, takes the climate issue as seriously as Brazil does. No one. And I've already seen his statement at the UN saying that he doesn't believe in this climate issue. No one believes in climate change. It's all a lie. I've seen him say it. I didn't hear it from someone else. I heard it myself while sitting at the UN listening to him. Since I missed it, I said I'd go to the Rubio and watch the numbers. You can go ahead. You can keep going. This person here is going to film it to send everything like this. Go to Turkey and show the others there. Who has the pencil to change it? Go on, keep putting more stuff here. Yeah, put those charts up. Those ones. That show we're this size here and the others are that much bigger. Because then I told Luciana, you go there to make a comparison. She said, no, President, you can't make a comparison. I don't know who said comparisons are forbidden just because it's election season. Hey, come on, let me tell you something. What a beautiful number, my God. Oh, my dear Lulinha, here it is, look. Who said we can't make comparisons? Hey, folks, if you're in the government and you don't show what you've done, the opponents will show it. Do you think any opponent, even if they're not a candidate, a journalist, or people who don't like me, will say good things about me? Wow, this Lula and this Alckmin are good. What a pair of good old guys. This duo, this Lula and Chayote combo is a real handful. So I came here for that. I came here to congratulate INPE, to tell you how proud I am when I see Brazilians right now near the rocket that's being assembled. I met a guy with such a beautiful smile, thanking me. Hey Lula, I graduated through Pro-Uni and I'm working here. That's all I ever wanted in life, poor people becoming doctors. That's all I ever wanted in life, you know? Our president saw his face, how happy he was. So knowing that Brazil has the ability to produce a satellite like this is a wonderful thing, folks. And that's what we need to keep in mind. We are not inferior to anyone. We are not inferior. We may not have reached the level they have because in this country as well, when we talk about innovation, if the government doesn't invest, many private companies don't invest in innovation either. That's the truth. People say that, but when you look closely, the one who invests is the government, and the one who invests is Petrobras. That's what we mean. So we need to convince the deniers that investing in research is not throwing money away. Investing in research is betting that we believe in our ability to create newer, better quality things. And we will only do it if we do research. So here's the thing. Brazil is big. We have potential. We have an intellectual base. We have a scientific base. What we need is to put ourselves out there. We need to show up. I exist. I like myself. I remember once in Bahia, Maria da Conceição Tavares, I'm going to swear here, she was arguing with a guy. I saw her arguing with him, and the guy talked so much crap. He spoke really badly about the PT, she said. The Workers' Party? The Workers' Party is bad. The Workers' Party is shit. Yeah, but it's my shit, not yours. So only I can talk about it. So Brazil, we have to be proud of Brazil, guys. We are not inferior. When I brought this guy here to be vice president, he was governor of São Paulo for 16 years. And he didn't beat the right. He beat me, man. He didn't beat the PT. So he must have some real merit. Because if the PT thinks it's good and he beat us, it's because he has value. So when I called him to work with me for the position, I said, man, I have to give him a job. Because man, with him, with his experience, with nothing to do, the guy is going to start scheming. So I kept looking for a genius to be the Minister of Industry and Commerce. I wanted someone who was good, who thought a lot about innovation, who talked about new technology, fine chemicals, standards, those kinds of things. I kept saying that when new things get invented, I talk about them without even knowing what they are, but I talk about them. Well, then I called several people to choose as minister. And then I talked to everyone. And when I didn't speak, the last person was introduced to me. Alckmin knows the person. Aloysio Mercadante knows. I don't know who else knows the conversation with so-and-so. That so-and-so is good. I take people to the hotel. I was at the hotel renovating the palace that Bolsonaro left dirty. I was renovating the hotel. We stayed there and I called the guy to talk. Then after the conversation, at one point I said, my friend, tell me something, all this that you told me. Have you ever put any of these theories of yours into practice? No. I said I'd ask Alckmin to be Minister of Industry and Commerce. Because he is the embodiment of practice. He's the guy who has experience governing the most important state in the federation, so he'll know how to lead. I can say it now in front of you. Brazil has already had many businessmen in the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. But I'll tell you, none of them ever came close to the political skill that Alckmin has for negotiating and talking with workers. That's why I came here. Making the 65th anniversary of INPE my banner of defense against the state of FASA, the United States against Brazil, okay? So now, pay attention to what is going to happen. Now, every correspondent we send to the United States, we send the IPE data. INPE, send it. If you want to invest, it's done. If you want, but that's it, guys. That's why I'm here, for the pride that you represent. Second, for the data you captured with new technologies. Third, because it's our commitment to reach zero deforestation. I don't know if we'll succeed. I don't know. But the truth is, if it's up to me, my determination and my government will get us there.